Good morning, and more importantly, a happy new year. And this is the first video of 2026. So you're probably wondering where we are. Well, we've come down to Naithon Beach, which is growing considerably since I was last here in popularity, and there is quite a lot of development taking place in this area that I've noticed over the last few weeks, and we're going to be covering this area over a few videos. But today's video is going to concentrate on the beautiful Naithon Beach, and it does have a gorgeous little beach here. Behind me is the Pullman, so some really nice accommodation in this area as well, and of course this is the entrance from that hotel directly onto the beach. Let's take a wander along the beach and see what it has to offer. I can see since my last visit that the sunbeds and parasols have increased, and of course that is following the trend of people that are using the beach. We're just a little after New Year now. Unfortunately, I've been ill during the Christmas period and haven't been able to get out and do any videos, but I'm glad to say I'm nearly 100% now, and I'm trying to get out and cover these places to show you what it's like here start of January. And already about 10:15 in the morning, you can see there's a reasonable number of people on the beach. I'm not going to say the beach is packed because it's far from being packed, but there is considerably more people here today than if you look back on my last video that I did on this area. It was a lot quieter, and as I've said, there is quite a significant amount of development taking place in this area. Of course, we're not too far away from Phuket International Airport, so this area very convenient for the airport. Whether you're just staying here for a few days, you want to sample Phuket, this is a fabulous area to do that, because the actual town, I use the word town loosely, it's only very small, and it consists of one main road running down there, but there are some nice businesses along there. There's a few shops, of course, some restaurants, some cafes and places to chill out, and we will be exploring that both in the daytime and at night. Not on today's video, but we will be doing a mini series of this area, because I think this is a great little place to sample Phuket if you haven't been here before and you don't want too much in your face. Then this is going to be an ideal area. Of course, nightlife wise, it's going to be a lot quieter than some of the main areas on the island, but it all depends on what you want. But if you're a beach lover, then I'm sure you're going to agree straight away this has got a beautiful beach. There is no question about it. It's not massive by any means, but it's very nice indeed, very pleasant. If you've got a family, children, of course, for swimming, as you can see, plenty of people taking advantage. And look at the weather. Not completely blue skies, there is a little bit of cloud, but it is very warm. We are seeing the weather changing a little bit. Over the last few days it has been a lot more cloudier, but just before Christmas it was beautiful blue skies, and I'm sure the weather will carry on improving. We're not really seeing much in the way of rainfall. I don't think it's rained at all in the daytime, maybe just a little bit late in the evening, so nothing to be concerned about. January's a good month to come to Phuket and sample some really nice weather. Whether you want to top up your tan or you just don't want to see too much rain, then January's a good bet. You do get the odd shower, but not anything to worry about, and normally it's during the evening time, late in the evening. You can see plenty of people there. Now, one thing I have noticed, as yet there are no water sports on this beach, so I can't see any jet skis or speedboats, which is, personally, I think, which is nice to have a beach without that, so that you can take advantage of the coastline, go swimming, not have to worry about jet skis and speedboats and all those other things that clutter some of the beaches around the island. I've noticed that most of the sunbeds and parasols. I don't think there's any parasols out. Actually, they're all sunbeds. Are set back at the very back edge of the beach, which is nice. I'll be honest with you. I think that is a nice setup that they've got there. It's under the trees, as you can see. The beach is lined with trees, so you get that shade, so you're not sitting directly in the sun, and I think it doesn't clutter up the beach. As I've said before, with some of the beaches, they're just overrun with the sunbeds and parasols, and I think what they've got here is a very nice mixture of having somewhere to sit in the shade and also not cluttering up the beach and making it look not so inviting, and giving space for those who don't want to take advantage of the sunbeds. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think to this area, but I really like Naithon, and at the moment it's not overly commercialised. It's going that way slowly, like a lot of parts on the island of Phuket. Unfortunately, commercialisation does creep in. But do drop some comments, let me know, would you visit this area? What do you think to this area? And we will be exploring it at night, so you can see the nightlight options. Because there are a few, not loads. Obviously you're not going to have any nightclubs, but you're going to have a few nice bars. I did notice as I've walked down, I've parked at the bottom end of the beach, and I've started at the top end, or whichever way you want to call it. And I'm making my way back to where I've parked, and as I was walking down the main road, I was just taking a look at what businesses were there to see whether any new businesses have opened up since I was last here, and there has been quite a few actually. And I've also noticed a nice area where the market stalls are all on the one side, with the small vendors selling beach stuff and souvenirs and that type of thing, and it's a really nice mixture here. So if you've got a family, then I would say this is a strong contender to stay at this area, because it offers a great area for the family to come and have some fun, enjoy the beach area, do some swimming, not have to worry about speedboats, etc., as I mentioned, and just relax. Generally it's a lot more relaxed here. So, what do you think to this area, Naithon Beach? What do you think to the beach? I can see that it's kept clean, it's well maintained. At the minute anyway, during the high season, it is well maintained. There are some flags as a guidance on here, obviously telling you where you should swim. I don't believe there's any major problems in high season with undercurrents on this particular beach. But of course, in low season, things do change. So just bear it in mind. Depends on what time of year you're coming. The beach may be a little bit different as regards the waves and the undercurrents. But certainly in January, it looks a very inviting place. The sand, as you can see, lovely and clear. No rubbish. And it looks like it drops away into the coastline very gradually. Now, I would like to take a moment to thank everybody that's joined my YouTube channel, as in the membership, and also people that have been supporting my media, my channels, etc. through my Buy Me a Coffee page. A big thank you to everybody that's doing that, because that helps keep the channel alive and obviously allows me to bring some new content to all my channels. And I will mention that some of you may not know, I do have 2 other channels besides this one. I have my food channel, which was originally my main channel, and I also have a moto channel, which has been a little bit dormant for the last maybe year, maybe a little bit longer, but there's going to be some movement on that taking place over the next few weeks, so watch out for that if you're interested. Now, for me, this is what Phuket is all about. This is something that I really like, this area, this sort of environment. There's people here, but it's not overly busy, it's not too much. You can come and relax, bring the family, bring some sandwiches, some food, whatever you want to do, or you can even jump off the beach and go along the main road and grab some food and drink. I don't see anywhere on the beach, on the actual beach, selling food and drink, or at least not at the minute, which is unusual. It must be one of the few beaches like that. It's again nice to see, but I suppose at the end of the day, if you're here on holiday, it's nice to have the convenience of being able to have a drink while staying on the beach and not having to wander off, I guess. Now, in the area you have got a lot of accommodation, so of course I've mentioned the Pullman already, a very nice hotel indeed. I've been there and visited that hotel several times and also covered it in a lot older video that I will try and link in the description if you're interested, but it was some time back when I covered that hotel, so I'm sure it may have changed since then. But outside of the Pullman there are a lot of guest houses and other hotels in this area to choose from, so a really good mixture of accommodation, whether you're looking for luxury accommodation or just a room. I've seen in the area rooms for rent, so it's going to suit all types of people really, this area. It just depends on what you want at night, just keep that in mind. Obviously this area is going to be a lot quieter. We're not too far away from the airport area, which is something that I want to cover, and offers a few choices on nightlife again, believe it or not. But if you're after a really hardcore nightlife where you're looking for lots of bars and clubs, then this area is not really going to be suitable, and we're quite away from any area that might be able to supply that. I think the closest area to that would be Chuntalay, which is a good 30 minutes away from here, so bear that in mind. You're going to be a little bit restricted on nightlife. It more centres around restaurants, as you will see in the coming videos. But I think for now that has covered this beach, and I'm sure you're not going to argue with me that this is as good as any of the beaches. In fact, for me personally, my personal preference, I prefer this beach to most of the other beaches around the island because it's less commercialised. So once again, thanks for watching the video, and I will catch you very, very soon on the next one.